You remember when you were a kid and your dad, your uncles, they would always tell you how different things were back in the old days. I can't tell you how many times my dad has told me I had to walk 3 miles to school every day. I got one pair of shoes and three pairs of pants every year. Your generation is so soft and coddled, you're spoiled. I had it rough when I was growing up. For the most part, my dad was telling the truth. He did have it rough growing up. He provided me a hell of a lot more when I was growing up than what he was given. My generation, kids who grew up in the 90s, the early 2000s, we were the most spoiled generation. Our lives were drastically better than the lives of our parents growing up. Many of us grew up in private schools. Technology made our lives easier while also taking away our innocence at a young age. Our parents, they would lose their innocence because they just had to grow up. We lost our innocence because of the internet. When you grow up in a sheltered environment, when you grow up without having to go through difficult times, it creates a certain element of softness. My dad growing up, he was worried about money, worried about his clothes lasting the school year. You have a hole in your pants? Tough shit. You're not getting new pants until next year. Deal with it. My biggest worry growing up was someone calling the damn house phone and kicking me off the internet. Then we got a second phone line, eventually broadband internet. Didn't have to worry about that problem anymore. I'll be the first to admit my dad's a hell of a lot tougher than I am. But he had to be. The way he grew up forced him to be tough, forced him to be resilient. Now, due to life experience, I'm more resilient now than I was as a teenager, but my generation, we're not nearly as tough as our parents. The generation coming behind us, weak as shit. Sports tend to mimic society. What you see on the basketball court is a reflection of society as a whole. If you look at the state of the modern NBA, there's just no arguing against it. Modern NBA players are soft. These fucking guys are soft. I don't like Draymond Green. I think he's one of the most overrated players in the NBA. But I find myself agreeing with a lot of what Draymond Green has to say. Last year, he called this upcoming generation of NBA players soft as hell. He blasted them for their inability to talk shit. Draymond Green said that he has tried talking shit with the younger players during games, tried building some intensity into the game. They all want to shake hands and be friends. This is great. This is an example of great sportsmanship. No, this is bullshit. It shows you the NBA is full of pussies, soft men, beta males. You know one of the reasons the NBA was so great when most of us were growing up? The rivalries, the intensity, the realness. Everyone knew the Bulls and the Pistons hated each other. When Michael Jordan drove the lane, Bill Laimbeer knocked him on his ass. He didn't offer his hand to pick him up. He stepped over him. Wouldn't happen in the modern NBA. Your opponent falls to the floor. Are you okay? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make contact. Please don't be mad at me. Can we be friends? Can I pat you on the ass? Fuck being friends. You're opponents. There is no killer instinct in the modern NBA. When is the last time we saw NBA players involved in a physical altercation with each other? I'm not talking about a sissy slapping contest. I mean a real fight. I can't remember the last time I saw a fight in the NBA. The only time modern NBA players get into altercations, it's with the fans and the media. What a great fucking strategy. Let's not fight each other and entertain the audience. Let's fight the paying customers and the people responsible for promoting our league to the masses. Great idea. I used to think Russell Westbrook was tough. I used to think he was unbreakable. But it is becoming clearly obvious. The tough image of Russell Westbrook was a facade. This dude is roaming the streets of New York City last summer wearing a fucking dress. I don't know what the hell all that was about. Perhaps he was trying to get a date with Leah Thomas. Leah, you are looking sexy in that swimsuit. Do you like my dress? Later, we can go back to the room and compare dongs. Russell Westbrook is in the middle of a complete breakdown this season. A couple of weeks ago, the Lakers were in Minneapolis, going through shoot-around right before the game. A fan in the stands began to heckle Russell Westbrook. I mean, it was light. This was very, very minor. Patrick Ewing, Reggie Miller, they would ignore bullshit like this. They would laugh it off. Russell Westbrook? Watch for yourself.
Westbrook, I'm a biggest fan. Westbrook. I said I'm a biggest fan. Westbrook. Westbrook. Russell Westbrook. No. I didn't mean it like that.
Two soft dudes engaged in some of the weakest shit talk that I've ever seen. That fan, he is as soft as Russell Westbrook. It was clear what you were saying, dude. You were saying Westbrook. We all heard it. Just own it. Don't cower like a bitch when he confronts you. The same thing happened in San Antonio earlier this month. Light, minor fan heckling. Westbrook can't handle it.
Tell him. Don't disrespect my name. Exactly. Westbrook. Tell him. Westbrook.
Don't disrespect my name. Don't disrespect my name. You know why fans continue to talk shit to Russell Westbrook? They know they're going to get a reaction out of him. When fans in Madison Square Garden talk shit to Reggie Miller, you know what he did? He drained threes. Reggie Miller was one of the greatest shit talkers of his generation, probably in NBA history. But he was not going to let fans get under his skin. He shut them up with his play. He didn't go to his hotel room crying his beer because fans were mean to me. Modern NBA players, they go buy some malt liquor, the stuff women drink, take it to their hotel room and express their feelings. I can't believe I'm subjected to this abuse. That guy hurt my feelings. I want him banned from the arena for life. LaMelo Ball, another softy. A couple of days ago, some dude took a picture of himself mooning LaMelo Ball's Lamborghini. Here it is right here. Now, had this happened 20 years ago to Kobe Bryant, he just shakes it off. What does LaMelo Ball do? He threatens to have the guy's ass kicked. Not by himself. No! God forbid a modern NBA player defend himself. He encourages his fellow soft asses to handle it for him. Good luck with that, dude. Social justice warriors on Twitter, they're not getting into a physical altercation. They're more likely to admire the guy's ass. Man, that dude has a nice ass. I wonder if he will let me touch it. Any organization, any business, hell, any household, they're going to emulate the personality of their leader. If you grew up with strong parents, mom and dad didn't take any shit, you're likely to not take shit when you grow up. Major corporations, the employees at the company, they adopt the personality of the leader. If the CEO or manager at your location's always negative, always complaining, always in a bad mood, the employees are likely to follow suit. We have seen an increase in altercations between NBA players and fans. Why? Why? Well, look to their leader, LeBron James. There has always been this unspoken shield between players and fans. Fans pay their money, they yell or they heckle players, and historically, for the most part, players have ignored it. Until recently. Back in 2017, LeBron James had a fan ejected from an NBA playoff game. Listen to ESPN's Brian Windhorst describe the exchange.
He ran into a fan who talked some trash to him, believe it or not, in his own arena. LeBron didn't appreciate that, told the fan to get ejected.
This happened at home. He had a fan ejected at home in Cleveland, all because the dude criticized him for having one of his typical fourth quarter meltdowns. Now, this started a trend between LeBron and NBA fans. Fans say something to LeBron that hurts his feelings or pisses him off, they get ejected. It's happened in Atlanta. It's happened in Indianapolis, and the trend has spilled over to other NBA players. Kyrie Irving, he has had issues with fans. Kevin Durant. Now, I'm not defending fan behavior. Some of these fans behave like children. But when you're in the public spotlight, a certain level of disrespect, vitriol, criticism is to be expected. How many times have we heard modern NBA players say, I don't have to take this verbal abuse. I should not be subjected to shit talk from these peasants. Modern NBA players like to pretend like their lives are so horrific, so difficult. I told you guys before about this victim mentality that's prevalent in our society. Everyone wants to be a victim. Everyone wants your sympathy. My life is so hard. I fly on chartered planes. I stay in 5-star hotels. I live in gated communities. Then when I go to work, I get called Westbrook. It's just not fair. Please feel sorry for me. Earlier this morning, I told you modern NBA players are not relatable to the average fan. This is part of the reason why. When you're at work and you're dealing with an angry customer, do you get to confront him? Do you get to tell him to shut the hell up and you get to keep your job after that? Are you allowed to constantly whine and complain? Modern NBA players aren't relatable because modern NBA players are soft, and most Americans don't respect soft dudes. But let me know what you think. Modern NBA players, are they soft? And is this part of the reason that the league is in decline? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.